Bienvenidos al podcast de Los Commanders, Bilingual Podcast. Moisés Linares, along my guy, my dude, the one and only, Juan Romero.
Yes, how you doing, man? Good? Ready?
I've had better days. I've had better weeks. I've had better 5 span periods, ¿verdad? Esos días, 5 días que me sacaron mucho, pienso.
Fue como una montaña rusa de emociones con el equipo de los Commanders. Yo sé que los aficionados también estuvieron ahí, sufrieron con nosotros una tarde dramática en Filadelfia.
Sí.
Y luego una noche, digamos, espantosa en FedEx Field.
Well, just
jueves.
Getting to Philly was difficult. Yo llegué de Montreal a Filadelfia y en cuestión de 3 millas no pude pasar, entonces me tuve que bajar del Uber en el que venía y caminar 10 cuadras para llegar al partido donde tú ya estabas preparado para la transmisión contra los
Me
Eagles.
llamó Moisés asustado, que estoy aquí al frente de unos aficionados de Filadelfia, me están fregando.
Sí. The first thing I was walking to the stadium and then I had no Commander shirt on and people were looking at me and they're like, who are you rooting for? And I turned around and I said, Los Commanders. And they're like, oh, boo. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, chill, bro. Like, it's just a game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a great experience. I think we had a good time just being there.
It was a good game. Los Commanders llegaron y yo creo que le dieron un partidazo a los Eagles de Filadelfia, sí, a los aficionados que estaban viendo el partido aquí en casa. Fue tremendo partido para Sam Howell.
Tú a tú, golpe a golpe, y lo acabas de decir. Sam Howell, que venía de un partido muy malo contra los Bills de Buffalo, tuvo un partidazo contra los Eagles de Filadelfia y nos mostró por qué mucha gente le tiene fe a como mariscal de los Commanders.
Sí, también yo creo que demostró que él puede tener un bounce back game, porque that was right after the Buffalo game, you know what I mean? So obviously he had a horrible game against Buffalo. He bounced back in Philly. Almost got the dub. He led that last-minute touchdown drive to force overtime. They couldn't get it done at the end. But I think overall, you don't want to believe in moral victories, right?
Sí, lo dijo Ron Rivera, lo dijeron los jugadores que no hay victorias morales. Pero como fanático pienso que sí las hay porque dejó buenas sensaciones. Para el equipo tal vez no tanto, porque siempre quieren ganar y eso es lo que se hablaba. Queremos ganar, queremos competir cada fin de semana y llevarnos la victoria. Pero como fanático creo que salimos del estadio de Lincoln Financial Field con muchas esperanzas. Y no solamente Sam Howell, casi todo el equipo brilló.
Sí, Brian Robinson tuvo un touchdown impresionante, como él encontró la zona de anotación en ese partido. Logan Thomas también regresó a jugar otro partidazo para ellos ese día. Curtis Samuel con un reverse touchdown para Washington. Buenas señales para Washington en ese partido contra los Philadelphia Eagles. Sí, y especialmente Jahan Dotson. Eso creo que tal vez, como estábamos hablando, it kind of bled into Thursday Night Football, un poquito, creo yo.
Do we have to talk about Thursday Night Football? Do we have to? The producer put it down, so I guess we're going to have to talk about Thursday. El partido contra los Bears es ese partido que lo quiero olvidar.
Sí, yo creo que también el equipo lo quiere olvidar también. Sí. Así, Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, Bieniemy, yo creo que juntos ellos tres, porque los tres, digamos, factores del equipo, los 3 equipos, offense, defense, special teams, pésimo el partido, especialmente la primera mitad. ¿Cómo salieron a jugar?
Semana corta,
sí,
poco descanso, pero no es excusa. Seamos claros. No. Porque los Bears también venían de jugar el domingo en Denver.
Sí.
Una derrota terrible para ellos, histórica. Llegan aquí y como que Washington salió más o menos medio dormidos esa primera mitad.
Yo creo que algo que no vemos, Chicago ganó el tiro de la moneda y decidieron recibir el kickoff. Sí. Usualmente no lo vemos mucho.
Y lo hablamos en la transmisión.
Hoy en día no lo vemos mucho, pero ellos hablaron después que ellos tenían una confianza que podían hacer algo contra la defensa de Washington. Lo demostraron. Ahora toca a Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy hacer ajustes. make some changes. They've had a couple of a few extra days to get ready for this next game.
For Atlanta.
In
Atlanta.
Yeah. So it's time to analyze, what you were doing and see what you can come up with. I think tengo confianza que ellos lo van a hacer.
And they had more than enough time because they played Thursday, so they had that weekend plus this week to get ready. I believe they're going to, and it has to be one of those bounce back games, similar to what we saw in Philly, but you have to secure the dub.
Lo bueno es que es temprano en la temporada todavía.
Sí.
When you're 2-3, you have, certain games in front of you that you can definitely try to look forward to and try to bounce back with. We've talked about Atlanta. Then you have the Giants. Then you have Philly at home. I think it's a pretty good stretch where you can try to bounce back.
I agree with you. I think you're spot on. I believe you have to, from this point moving forward, you have to play with urgency. Mm-hmm. Estamos llegando a la semana 6. Falta mucha temporada. Pero de aquí en adelante el equipo tiene que jugar con esa urgencia. Tienes que salir. Hoy tenemos que ganar. El próximo domingo tenemos que ganar. Ya te diste una ventana de 5 semanas para ver lo que tenías, qué te hace falta. Esta semana perdimos 2 jugadores importantes en la defensa.
Sí.
Jeremy Reeves, Percy Butler, van a la lista de lesionados.
Derek Forrest. I mean,
Derek Forrest and Jeremy Reeves.
Yeah,
what did I say?
You said Percy Butler, but Percy Butler is going to
substitute. Come on, Jack. This is what happens when you're rushing. Me bajé aquí corriendo y aquí estamos. Pero gracias por la corrección.
So yeah, those are definitely 2 key injuries. Special teams ace, talking about Jeremy Reeves, who was Pro Bowler. Gonna miss him. Forrest, who had a great rookie campaign this year. He, along with a lot of other members in the secondary, have had their issues, so he's definitely going to be missed. So now it's time, like you said, Percy Butler to step in. Sí, Quan Martin, vamos a ver a Quan Martin, tal vez por primera vez.
¿Sabes lo que significa esto? ¿Qué? Next man up.
Exactly.
La oportunidad perfecta, y creo que cuando cualquiera de nosotros ha jugado un deporte, te ha tocado estar en la banca, y a mí me tocó en varias ocasiones, cuando te dan tu oportunidad de jugar es cuando tienes que brillar, y me imagino por lo que hemos escuchado y lo que vimos en el campamento de verano, que son jugadores que tienen hambre, y ahorita se está abriendo esa puerta para que tengan la oportunidad de mostrar que son jugadores con la habilidad de llegar al más alto nivel en la NFL, y creo que los dos han esperado esta oportunidad, y aquí está.
Sí. Algo que tenemos que hablar, creo yo, y darle crédito es el regreso de Chase Young al equipo, a la defensa. Está apareciendo finalmente más cómodo. El año pasado terminó la temporada, los últimos 3 partidos, como recuperando, agarrando ritmo. Ahora vemos lo que es Chase Young sin tener que pensar qué es esa lesión que tiene en la rodilla. ¿Me entiendes?
Sí,
Ahora está sin esos nervios.
Está al 100%.
Sí.
Creo que hemos llegado al punto donde ese temor de que algo le puede suceder, si está listo o no, ya lo dejamos atrás. Creo que Chase Young está al 100% ahora. Viendo los números, y muchos de nosotros que seguimos la NFL, vemos mucho lo que dice PFF, ¿verdad? Que se enfoca en números, en estadísticas. Y yo estaba haciendo mi research, ¿verdad? Chase está jugando el 89% de los snaps, que es una gran señal. Desde que debutó en esta temporada, eso es una buena señal.
Sí.
En el último partido, el que no queremos recordar, tuvo 11 presiones. Interpretar lo que significa la presión al quarterback es donde tenemos como un desacuerdo, ¿verdad? Sí. Nosotros lo vimos bien. Ahora, yo estoy de acuerdo. No me voy a dejar llevar mucho por lo que sean las presiones. 11, gran número, pero no terminaron en capturas. Y cuando hablamos de la posición de Chase Young, eso tiene que terminar en un sack.
Sí, no. Tuvo varias jugadas de impacto, de importancia. Estorbó a Fields cuando tuvo la oportunidad. El problema, como equipo, la línea defensiva no creo que hicieron el trabajo que ellos quisieran hacer. Ellos mismos te dijeron lo mismo. Sí. Ellos mismos lo dijeron después del partido, que no han vivido al nombre de que ellos tienen. No
Sí.
han jugado al nombre que ellos tienen, al rango que ellos tienen, o el pedigree that they have as first round picks.
And I think the most positive thing about Chase Young, aside from the pressures and all that, he has 27 overall pressures, among the best in the league, right? Now we're hoping that
He's among the best in the league with one less game. Porque él no jugó el primer partido.
that's true. The thing that stands out the most to me is the power, the movement, just the explosiveness. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me, cuidado porque falta mucha campaña. Y si este hombre despierta, y yo pienso que va a despertar en este próximo partido.
Sí, especialmente contra Desmond Ridder, yo creo que puede hacer daño, puede causar impacto, esos pressures, convertirlos en capturas, en
Sí.
sacks. Ahora hablemos un poquito más de
lo no tan bueno.
De lo no tan bueno. Emmanuel Forbes. Manny Forbes. I love this kid.
I like him too.
He is like, you want to cheer for him. You want him to bounce back from this bad moment that he's having right now.
Let's make one thing clear. We are cheering for him.
Right.
I said it last week before the game. I went on the English broadcast and we talked about this. Guy that needs to bounce back is this dude right here, Emmanuel Forbes. Dude, he's been targeted, 27 times? They're going at him, but this either makes you or breaks you, and I think it's going to make him. Yo pienso que esto lo va a hacer más grande.
Yeah, I mean, he's had his issues, but he's going up against number ones. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's a rookie.
Receiver. He's a rookie. He's learning. I feel like, the way that the defense has been designed, maybe he hasn't adapted to it yet. He's going to learn it along the way, but he's just by instinct a ball hawk.
Yes.
So he's going to take risks. You know what I mean? This is what you drafted him for. You wanted to create turnovers. I think the turnovers will come. And hopefully he's got the right mindset to keep working on his craft.
And I'll go back. He's a rookie. You need time to develop. Not every NFL player that comes into the league is going to kill it from day one.
Right.
Some take a little bit longer. It's only been 5 games. Yo tengo toda la fe y la confianza de que este chico le va a dar vuelta a las cosas, que va a demostrar por qué es una selección de primera ronda. Espero no equivocarme, pero pienso que así va a ser.
He's probably going to have a tough task on Sunday. Drake
Okay, pero ¿contra quién ha jugado? Cuando hablamos de Emmanuel Forbes, A.J. Brown.
Right.
¿Y quién más? Moore. 2 de los mejores receptores en la NFL.
Yeah, and then you have the first game. I mean, the game against Denver with Jared Jeudy. He did a pretty good job. He had a pick in that game.
Yes.
So yeah, he's faced some pretty tough competition against Buffalo. I think obviously it was just a bad defensive game in general.
Overall.
And he actually had less snaps that game than any of the other games. He was actually not in a lot of the defensive snaps. So he'll bounce back. I think I got all the confidence in the world he'll bounce back. He's got the personality. He's got, I think, the mental toughness to do it. I mean, he played in the SEC. I mean, this is
Exactly.
This is like
it's
like NFL,
And I've seen a lot of hate on social media. That's what social media is about. En las redes sociales, la gente siempre va a hablar, siempre va a criticar. Y tienen todo su derecho, critiquen todo lo que quieran, pero la campaña aún no termina. Apenas hemos jugado 5 partidos. Yo creo que es muy temprano para empezar a juzgar y decir si va a ser o no va a ser. Falta mucho.
Tú lo mencionaste que solo han sido 5 partidos.
Sí.
Someone that only has 6 games and has seen ups and downs already is Sam Howell. We've seen ups and downs with Sam Howell, but I think he proved it in Philadelphia, like we talked about it earlier, que él es un mariscal de la NFL. Él merece estar en la NFL.
Claro, yo pienso que mostró que tiene la calidad. He has the character. He has that short-term memory,
right,
that a lot of players don't have. Sometimes you have a bad game and it sticks with you for the rest of the year. Lo que ha mostrado Sam Howell es tener una habilidad y tener una fortaleza mental que muy poco jugador tiene en este deporte. Ahora, claro, lo mencionamos, es una montaña rusa, el roller coaster, como decimos en inglés. Pero a pesar del partido que tuvo los Commanders contra los Bears, Sam Howell looked good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely he had...
He wasn't great, but he looked good.
He wasn't the problem in the
He
game.
was not the problem.
Let's leave it at that. He wasn't the problem in the game. Obviously, he's close on a lot of deep balls, which I think the one thing that we need to get better with him is connect on those deep passes. The pass to De'Ami Brown, it hit him in the hands, but it could have been thrown a little bit easier for De'Ami to make the catch. Logan Thomas had one hit his hands also on a deep bomb during the comeback.
But I think we've talked about this off air, and I think sometimes we disagree when it comes to that, right? Mm-hmm. You say that you could be a little bit better. I'm of the belief if your receiver or your tight end touches the ball, then you had a chance to make the catch.
Yeah, I mean, there's degree of difficulty on the catches.
That's true,
right? You know, and sometimes some balls are probably, what could I say, more catchable than other balls, I think.
Claro, estoy de acuerdo.
If it touches your hands, it's catchable, but there's a different degree of difficulty to each catch.
Pero hay ocasiones donde ha lanzado el balón a lo profundo del terreno de juego y tú ves que el receptor hace contacto, la toca y pudo haber, por lo menos en nuestra interpretación, pudo haber hecho esa recepción y no la hizo por X, Y, Z razón. Pero sí, es una de las cosas que tienen que trabajar porque el balón profundo para los Commanders había sido un problema por muchos años.
Sí.
Teníamos años sin ver un balón en la profundidad del terreno de juego.
Sí, y también algo que lo hablamos durante la transmisión en vivo, que por supuesto lo puedes escuchar a través de iHeartRadio, la aplicación de iHeartRadio, la transmisión en español de los Commanders, es que a Terry McLaurin no lo dejaron jugar su juego contra los Bears.
Sí.
There's a lot of double teaming of Terry McLaurin that you saw throughout the game, and people are clamoring for like, oh, get Terry involved, get Terry involved. I think Sam Howell was trying to not force it into double coverage because he was getting shadowed all along the field that we saw from our view on Thursday Night Football.
I agree. Pienso que a veces ves la marcación especial que le hacen a Terry McLaurin, el doble.
He also ran a lot quick. He made the decision to run and scramble for yards a lot faster on Thursday night than he has in other games, which is only going to benefit him more. He's going to learn more throughout the year.
Si lo ponemos en contexto, está haciendo los ajustes necesarios para poder seguir creciendo como mariscal. Lo vimos después de la derrota contra los Bills de Buffalo en el partido de Filadelfia, que estaba haciendo ajustes. Y pienso que eso simplemente va a seguir mejorando. Es un quarterback que sigue procesando información. Lo mencionamos hace poquito con Emmanuel Forbes. Hay jugadores que están listos para jugar desde el día 1. Hay otros jugadores que les toma un poco de tiempo. La posición de mariscal es la más complicada en toda la NFL y él sigue procesando.
Yo creo que mariscal, to be honest, quarterback, it's one of the hardest positions to any sport. No solo en la NFL. O sea, mariscal,
because you get all the blame.
Yeah, you get all the blame.
A lot of the times you get most of the blame.
Ball every play. Every play goes through you. It doesn't matter if it's a running play. It doesn't matter.
The only thing he doesn't play is defense because quarterbacks don't play defense. So you can't blame him for what's happening on the other side of the ball.
That's true. So, hablamos de lo negativo del jueves en la noche. Hablemos un poquito de lo positivo. Estamos hablando de Noche de Herencia Hispana. Hispanic Heritage Night.
Wow, dude.
Thursday
Commanders, night. I have one or two complaints, but I would say it's an A overall.
You complain about everything, though. So one or two complaints is pretty good.
Man.
For the Commanders, you're doing good.
I didn't say they were. I give them an A. Una A por el trabajo que se hizo en la noche celebrando lo que es la herencia hispana en todo Estados Unidos, pero nos tocó contra los Bears de Chicago. Un gran ambiente.
Sí, ahí la plaza de Noche Latina was really nice. Yeah.
Sí, conocer todas esas personas que llegaron con su negocio pequeño, tratando de promoverse, informar a las personas, darse a conocer. Los Commanders abrieron esa puerta y para mí fue algo muy especial porque nosotros, como lo mencionamos, soy de acá, del área de Washington, D.C., soy de Los Ángeles, pero mi ciudad adoptiva es Washington, D.C., donde he pasado ya 12 años. Y ver la gente tan emocionada de hablar con nosotros, de sentirse parte del equipo, that was huge.
Yeah, those watching on YouTube can see some of the pictures that we took from Noche Latina, and it was un ambiente que uno no ha sentido en mucho tiempo. It was a lot of excitement.
We haven't felt that in a long time. It's been a while.
It was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of, people from different countries coming up, to you and to me, just saying, "Oh, it's been a long time since I've been here." Yeah. Or the Hispanic Heritage Night shirt, of course, is another.
Dude, that was a hit.
Yeah. So
I keep telling the Commanders, I said, "Hey, we need this shirt for sale like every week," because people are coming up to us. How do I get this shirt? ¿Cómo puedo obtener esa camiseta de los Commanders? And we're like, it's a special shirt. It's gonna be out
we're
for
asking.
sale. Yeah,
we're asking them. All right, we're pushing the buttons.
People I know, and I'm sorry, my guy Beto, who's a great friend of mine, he's in LA. He covers the Rams and he covers the Chargers. And he hit me up and he said, "Hey, give me a shirt." And I said, let me ask him, because I don't know if there's any more, pero te la voy a mandar, Beto. No sé cómo la voy a conseguir, pero le debo una camiseta, y que alguien del otro lado del país diga, consígueme la camiseta que dice Los Commanders.
Right. No, definitivamente sí. Es una camisa bonita. Una experiencia bonita en general.
Y las pupusas. Ya es tradición de nosotros.
We ate some pupusas. There was some good, I bought some things from the Plaza Latino to take home.
Oh, I did too.
It was very nice, and I hope that it's something that's, a yearly tradition, right?
And it gets bigger.
Right.
It gets bigger, and I think it will. I think we're heading in the right direction. I'm not just saying that because we're on this podcast. I truly mean it. When I've been critical of the team, I've been critical working in hard news or working in local TV. At some point, you have to be. But I've always tried to be, unbiased and respectful. But we've been in meetings together, and I've said what I have to say. But it comes from a good place. It's never,
right.
No son con intenciones malas. Y te lo digo por qué. Porque yo, como periodista y como ahora también ciudadano de esta área, yo quiero que este equipo crezca. Y yo quiero que nuestra comunidad latina se identifique, right? I want people to keep identifying themselves with this team. I want them to come up to us and say, "Hey, great, man. I feel happy to be here." And we felt that night.
So can I officially call you Comandante Moises?
Comandante Moises. Yeah, why not? I'm for it, man. I'm all for it, man. If it's going to help us grow and if it's going to help us win, you can call me Comandante Moises.
All right, so let's turn the page. We got to flip the script. We have 3 straight losses, Moises.
Yes.
We have a chance on Sunday in Atlanta. Atlanta had a comeback, a come-from-behind victory on Sunday. They look decent, man. To be honest, we saw them last year here at FedEx Field. A lot of the same principles of their offense, I think. A lot of more rushing oriented. Yeah. What do you need to see from the Commanders on Sunday?
Attitude, hunger. I want them to be explosive from the get-go. I hate the fact that sometimes we start slow. Don't like it.
Eso fue impresionante en Philadelphia,
yes,
que
yes,
hicimos un touchdown en la primera serie. O sea,
arrancamos
las primeras 2 series, touchdowns. Eso queremos ver.
Eso es lo que quiero ver yo. Yo quiero ver el equipo que jugó en Filadelfia, porque ahora yo sé que ese equipo existe, que está aquí, que tenemos los jugadores. Y yo pienso que este equipo, después de 5 semanas, como que empezó también a registrar. Es hoy o nunca.
Sí.
Jugando contra Atlanta en Atlanta no va a ser fácil. Un equipo que terminó ganando con un gol de campo en los últimos 2 segundos.
Yeah. Ritter, man, he's impressive.
Ritter, he is impressive.
He's a second-year quarterback, just like Hal. Está demostrando bastante. He had a rough game in London. It's going to be 10 days from now, 10 days ago. But he bounced back against Houston, had a pretty good game. They didn't really use Bijan too much, because I thought it was going to be the Bijan show.
It wasn't.
It was not. They used Kyle Pitts a lot more. They used, Juno Smith.
And those are it's funny you say that, because, our producer asked us, who are your 3 players? And they're all offensive players. Pero cuando yo miré esa pregunta, dije, well, Ritter, Bijan y Pitts son los jugadores que yo diría,
I would say watch out for Drake, man. Drake on the outside.
That's true.
You know, he's probably going to go up against Manny Forbes. Might be Manny Forbes' chance to.
Well, that makes it even worse because it tells you that these guys have many weapons.
They do have a lot of weapons. But I definitely think it's a game que Washington puede regresar a su forma. Y algo que sabemos de Washington, esto no es, diferente de otros años. Washington has a tendency to get the middle of the schedule and break off some wins, some winning streaks in the middle of the season during Ron Rivera's tenure. So I think hopefully this is the start of a good streak for Washington.
It has to be. I know we hope, but it has to be because los próximos partidos, Atlanta, Nueva York, fuera de casa.
Yeah. And it's always tough.
Fuera de casa.
Siempre es difícil ganar fuera de casa.
Ok, fuera. Sí es difícil. Ok. Lo repito. Atlanta, Nueva York, fuera de casa. Regresamos a FedEx Field para enfrentar ¿a quién?
Al defensor del NFC, los Philadelphia Eagles.
Entonces, con más urgencia, se necesitan ganar estos próximos 2 partidos para mí.
Sí. Definitivamente sí. Y yo creo que uno no quiere decir a must-win game. No, uno no quiere decir
no, I don't want to say that.
Pero to lose your 4th game in a row would be a tough pill to swallow for Commanders fans.
But that's the reason why from the get-go, I didn't say it's a must-win. I said I want to see urgency. And that's determined by the attitude from the kickoff. You know, who's going to come out and play. We saw it. I don't want to bring them up, but this past Sunday, the Cowboys and 49ers, right? And I saw the 49ers go at from the get-go. Cowboys.
They didn't stop.
And they didn't stop.
They didn't take their foot off the gas.
And the Cowboys didn't have that same attitude. So what happens when you face a good team? You get pummeled, and they got killed. And I was celebrating too, but I'm just saying.
Hey, shout out to our Cowboys fans that are out there looking.
They show up to FedEx. They show up to FedEx Field with the jersey to watch the Commanders. We like it. Thank you. Keep supporting.
For Washington, who needs to show up? Who needs to be a star for the Commanders?
Montez Sweat. Let's go. I want to see that dog.
Finally had a sack again on Thursday night.
Nah, I don't want to sack. I want him to dominate the way we've seen in the past. Quiero que Montez Sweat sea una pesadilla para la ofensiva contraria. Yo quiero que cuando lo vean, we have Chase on the other side, pero cuando vean a Montez, que tiemblen.
Para mí, quien tiene que ser estrella y quien tiene que brillar is Brian Robinson. You need to get him going.
He's been asking.
I feel like he's shown from the beginning que este va a ser su temporada. Él está con hambre de brillar. Y yo creo que, desafortunadamente, en diferentes circunstancias, diferentes partidos, we haven't been able to use him the way we want to because, we're down big early or, you have to leave the run or it's just not working. So this time I think él necesita empezar desde el comienzo, desde el first quarter, and keep him going.
So I have a question because I believe that I kind of confuse what we have. So I want to make a clarification. You asked me for a star, and I said Montez Sweat, but then the next one is a dog. So are those two things the same, or can I choose one and one?
So what's a dog? A dog is someone who's
I want
relentless.
A star, right? So I want the star. I want Montez to be the star,
right,
while being that. But since that, le vamos a dar la categoría de estrella, so he gets a star category.
Okay.
My dog's gonna be Jonathan Allen.
Okay.
I'm going defensive this week.
Although it could be a hog, Jonathan Allen, because he's part of a line.
That's man, bro. Why are you making it so difficult for us? This is like SATs right here.
No, pero si quiere que él sea un dog.
I want Jonathan Allen to be a dog.
I think my dog has to be Chase Young. Chase Young, let him loose.
Hey, he's pretty much put it together, right? So we have Chase Young with what we mentioned earlier, los números, 11 presiones, está ahí, explosividad, faltan las capturas. Y este puede ser el partido donde he puts it all together.
Déjame decirte algo también. I want to tell you something.
Go ahead.
There's like, you know, an online narrative that he's been playing undisciplined or he's been playing, you know, out of position. He's causing. Yo te lo dije durante la transmisión. I told you during the broadcast. I see Chase containing. Justin Fields didn't break out maybe for a couple of runs.
Claro.
He's containing. He's doing his job.
Okay.
Él está haciendo su trabajo. And
I
at the
agree.
same time, you know, he's also attacking. So I want to see him dominate a game. But just he can just, you know, quiet down those you know, narrative that the people want to say
agree.
about him.
But from the fan perspective, everything you said is correct. He's playing great. That's my professional opinion as a journalist. From what I'm seeing, the discipline, the explosiveness. Pero al final del día, eso tiene que terminar en sacks.
Right.
Para que la gente
Por
esté
eso te digo,
contenta.
eso es lo que yo quiero que pase en el partido. Pues.
2 o 3 sacks y la gente se va a enloquecer.
Sí.
Y no es de casualidad. Recordemos eso. No es casualidad si llega a tener 2 o 3 capturas. No es casualidad ni suerte. El tipo se ha estado esforzando, disciplinado. Y creo que estamos a la puerta de que explote y tenga ese gran partido que todos esperamos.
All right, who's your hog?
Man, I think I already said my hog. My hog's going to have to be... No, I'm going to let you answer this one.
I mean, entonces para mí, it has to be the whole offensive line. Just go out and dominate a game.
Yeah.
Dominate another team's defensive line. You know,
Go
Brian
manhandle,
Robinson,
yeah.
Antonio Gibson go for 150 yards rushing combined. That's what I want to see. You know, just need
I would
classic
agree.
hogs.
I would agree. And the last one, I think that's a good one, a problem.
You want to go first or you want me to?
Go for it.
Who needs to be a problem for Atlanta? Manny Forbes.
Manny Forbes.
He needs to be a problem. He needs to cause some turnovers, you know, pass breakups. He needs to bounce back. I want him to be a problem for Atlanta.
I'm going to go with Percy Butler.
Okay.
I think when you get this big opportunity in your career or another opportunity like this one, you have to take advantage of it. Yo pienso que Percy Butler tiene que ser el problema contra Atlanta por la razón que te acabo de explicar. Cada atleta en cualquier deporte, cuando no es titular, está siempre a la espera de su momento. Hoy vamos a tener 2, Percy Butler y Quan Martin. Pero porque ya tiene algunos años aquí, pienso que Percy tiene que ser el jugador de aprovechar este momento y levantar la mano and say, let's go. I'm here. We're not, you know, I'm going to wait for my guy to recover, but I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Tenemos que ver algo cambiar en esta defensa. Ya sea los jugadores, you know, tal vez estar más disciplinados o tal vez, you know, un cambio de estrategia del esquema.
Sí.
Pero algo necesita cambiar esta defensa porque has estado, you know, you're giving up a lot of
Y
points.
tal vez refrescar, sí. We can't keep giving up points like that. And I think that's why I'm saying, that's why this week I'm going with the defense, because we know what this defense is. The league knows. They have respect for this defense. Es tiempo que la defensa ahora cumpla las expectativas que tiene la gente afuera, que ellos mismos han creado. I think they're there.
Yeah. Otra pregunta. It's not on the script. What'd you do on your Sunday off? This is one of our first Sundays off in a while. What'd you do?
Man, wait. Let me see. So let me go back.
You were probably traveling. You're
No,
a busy man. You Mr. International.
I was in Montreal, right? So this is how it went down. I was in Montreal covering MLS. I flew back on Thursday morning to do the game. Then on Friday, I flew back to Montreal to do a game on Saturday. On Sunday, for some reason, I decided to come early, which was a good idea, but it was definitely tiring. And then I just kind of watched football all day, and I rested, and I enjoyed watching the Cowboys getting beat up by the 49ers. We were texting. So that, para mí fue un domingo relajado. Me ordené un pollo encebollado salvadoreño con una pupusa. Great day.
Yeah. Wife saw me home for a while.
For the first time in
cut
months.
my grass on a Sunday.
For the first time in
I miss
months.
Commanders on Sunday, to be honest, though.
Man.
I like Thursday night football, but Commanders on Sundays is what needs to happen.
So Juan es el tipo de fanático, yo no sabía, que él nombra cosas como los atletas que le gustan. Entonces yo fui a la casa de Juan, me invitó un ratito, pasé y conocí a su perro. Y su perro se llama Lucho. Y yo le dije, Lucho como el jugador del DC United. Y me dijo, sí. And then I said, oh, that's interesting. Then I saw a lot of stuff from the Commanders. I just didn't want to ask questions, so I left it there.
Next dog will have a commander.
Probably Chase. Chase.
Or Commander.
Or Commander. Yeah, man. It was good times.
So, this Sunday, Commanders contra los Atlanta Falcons a través de la aplicación de iHeartRadio. Also, the link is there on the Commanders website también.
Look, los invitamos a que nos escuchen, sintonicen. Nos encanta recibir los mensajes de los aficionados que están en sintonía del partido en español. Es para ustedes, así que...
Even just check in for a little bit.
Únase,
one series.
Comparta. Yeah,
Let us know
fun.
you're listening. We'll shout you out. We're always, shouting people out who are listening. So if you write us, we're going to shout you out. If you comment, we're going to shout you out. Also, there's other podcasts, right? There's other podcasts here on the Commanders YouTube channel, or there are different, avenues to getting a podcast. There's obviously the Get Loud podcast.
I'll tell you, my favorite podcast is definitely the Players Club.
Oh.
I like that one.
So it's London and Santana this week. They're going to give you a different perspective that we can't give you. We're not players.
Yeah, exactly.
They got the inside scoop.
I like listening to Santana because of that. He has a different perspective. He gives a different opinion, and you learn. And I'm of the belief that if you're going to listen to someone, you want to take something out of it, right? A mí me gusta aprender, me gusta escuchar. A veces estoy escuchando a estos tipos que jugaron, que son profesionales, fueron profesionales, y yo me voy con mucha información. Digo, okay. And the next time I see a play, I'm like, okay, I didn't see this.
Yeah, and so there's also, if you want to get technical and, break down every play, there's also the Command Center podcast. You can find those all throughout here, all throughout the YouTube channel, or throughout, different platforms where you get your podcasts. So hopefully next week we'll come back with the dub in our, in our pocket.
Yeah.
And then we'll head to New York, with a different perspective on
Episodio número 2 de los Commanders is in the books. Man, this thing is flying by, bro.
Yep. So this Sunday, iHeartRadio app, Commanders en Español, also the Commanders website.
Buy some pupusas, listen to the game, chill. Hey, we're all for it, man.
Signing off.